Hey guys, sorry we started the vlog a little late. We are in Salt Lake City and it's our very last day of the Sundance, and we're not going back to Park City, sadly. I'm gonna miss that place. But we are here to watch our very last movie. It's Diary of a Teenage Girl with Alexander Skarsgård. I'm really excited about this movie. I don't quite remember all that it's about. I know it's Alexander Skarsgård and I think he's the stepfather of this girl, and there's sort of like a romantic relationship going on, maybe very Lolita-esque. But don't quote me on that. We'll see. I'm very excited about it. And if there's popcorn in this theater, I am totally gonna get it because I've gone to all these movies and no popcorn so far. We gotta fix that situation pronto. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Josh and we're about to go in, and I'll let you know what I think of it when it's all done. Hi Josh. Hi Josh.
Hi.
Hi Josh.
Hi. Diary of a Teenage Girl.
Yes.
Is it that? I found the teenage girl to be like batshit crazy. But like that sucks, like, because like that's not really very understanding of me or empathic. Yes, you are.
Yes. You don't get it. No, but I understand where you're coming from.
I just don't feel like I ever have, nor necessarily ever will meet someone like her. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think she had, like, first of all, like, an unhealthy, like, obsession, which, you know, plenty of people have, and that's, like, a thing. Yeah. But I also felt like the choices that the filmmakers made were overkill. They got their point across already. I didn't need them to keep, like, hammering home, like, her sexual frustration, energy, like, appetite. Like, it was just, like, too much of a good thing, like an interesting thing, but, like, too much of it.
Diary of a Teenage Girl is about this teenager in the 70s in San Francisco and how she discovers her sexuality with her mother's boyfriend, who of course is an older man. So that in itself, we kind of knew what we were getting into. It's a graphic movie, of course that was something to be expected. So I get where you're coming from because it's pedophilia, obviously.
That's the thing
completely.
Is that ever really like addressed or thought about? I mean, it's so just cool and calm and like understood that like she's 15 and she's sleeping with a 30-something-year-old guy, and essentially her stepfather. Right,
and to me that's not. I don't want to say it's not a problem. I mean, obviously it's not something I'm pro or whatever. Yeah. But it's an interesting subject for me because I'm a really big fan. Like one of my favorite books is Lolita. Yeah. And the movie I thought was great as well, and it touches on that in a completely different way from this movie. I feel like in this movie it's very romanticized and very like, oh, it's Alexander Skarsgård and he's tall and blonde and beautiful, and of course, why not? It's every girl's fantasy. And like you said, it doesn't really touch on the fact that this is horribly wrong. And then, when other people get in to know what's happening, it's also very kind of like, I mean, obviously bad, but never as intense as you'd expect it to be, in my opinion. Right. So I'm constantly comparing this story with Lolita, which it's also not as real as you should address pedophilia, but it's definitely intense and it shows you how horrible it is for both people. And in this one is more like this little girl in love with this man, and in Lolita it's like a manipulation game on both sides, which is very interesting. I like it because I like the way she thinks. I mean, she is quite crazy in that sense, but I think
she's quirky. She's fun. She's a great little character.
Yes.
She's a great character, and we agreed afterwards. Belle Powley,
I think that's her name.
She's a terrific new, like one of those, the next young great actress that shows up on the Sundance scene, a la Elizabeth Olsen had her moment and is now like one of my all-time favorites. Yeah,
I really enjoy. It's supposed to be a graphic novel, and I do enjoy the animation. I don't know. You never said if you liked it in particular.
I guess. You know what, I guess it captures where her mind is, where her heart and soul are. Yeah. It was grotesque, and frankly, I don't know, it's like she was obsessed with that one artist and like really loved her work, and I thought the artist's work was like, again, grotesque and not good, like art, so.
But I think it's very 70s style, like I'm trying to remember like movies and stuff I've seen, and it reminds me a lot of Yellow Submarine, like that kind of weird, quirky, trippy animation. And the animation comes in when she's like thinking and she's in her thoughts and everything, and it comes like into play of whatever's happening. But it's a diary of a teenage girl, so it's narrated by her, and she's like constantly recording her thoughts. And I enjoyed hearing that. I enjoyed hearing her side of things, whether I agree with her or not.
So the film and the structure is, narrated like a voiceover throughout, pretty much, which is an interesting choice, and some people can't stand that in a film. I happen to be like on board for that usually. I like the stream of conscience. Your protagonist kind of letting you live inside their head.
Yes.
It's just, her head is so like crazy that I couldn't spend too much time in there. It felt like not just like there's like a pedophilia thing going on in the movie, like the characters have that going, but you almost feel like you're complicit in it because you're having to watch it, like, and be there.
Yeah, it's
weird.
At no point I think the movie tells you it's okay, their relationship. You never feel like comfortable with what's happening.
Right.
You do kind of go along with it because it's in her head and she is enjoying it. She is like very into him, but I liked it. It might be one of those movies that in a few years, I mean not in a few years, in a few months I'll watch it and be like, oh, maybe it's not as good as I thought. But I thought it was beautifully shot, and I thought it was a great script, and in many ways she's a very relatable character.
You could relate to her, yeah?
I can, and that's what's funny about it, because it's not something you say, oh, I completely understand, because that happened to me.
Right.
It's more that teenager feeling of finding yourself and feeling so much, and everything is so intense, and looking for that love or that attraction from somebody. That is something that, like you said, it's very exaggerated in the movie, but I think every girl can relate to those feelings.
I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
Wow!
Yeah, like
you are harsh.
Well,
very harsh.
Yeah, I mean, look, and it has a lot. It would be lower just strictly based on the story and like the vibe I get from it, but for that it actually is some good filmmaking going into it as well.
It is. It
is a good script. It's good. It's well acted. It is shot well, so it's, it has those like fundamental things working and helps it get up to 6.5, because otherwise
it'd be lower for you.
Yeah, for me again, it's a bit exploitation. It's kind of like tapping into some part of our psyches and our minds that like they know we want to go to, but like it's like a icky place
taboo,
to
yeah.
Which I don't respect necessarily, but there's my 6.5.
Okay, I would give it an 8.
Oh,
I would give it
solid
an 8.
B.
Yes, it's a B, and again, elevated because it's well made and it's a good script, and it's just greatly, like, perfectly shot, I think.
Well, it's just fun for us to disagree. We like have the same opinion about most.
We've been like quite at the same place in most movies in Sundance, and I think this is the first one where we both looked at each other and were like, "Oh, I loved it," and you were like, "No, this wasn't for me."
I knew you had loved. Like I could tell you had loved it.
But it's good, and it's actually our last movie. I'm a little sad. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm. It's already like some nostalgia for, and the idea also of getting to just marathon a bunch of movies in like a cool, strange place you haven't been. It's like that's a fun adventure, and as we're both movie fans, so what could be better?
It was a great trip, and we're heading back to Park City now, and I think we're gonna get pizza. We're not sure yet.
I imagine. Well, the sign says we're pointed toward Las Vegas, so maybe we'll just get all.
Maybe we'll just go.
Get Caesar's Palace, all you can eat.
A $1 steak and just never come back, or in a week, and we won't recognize each other.
No.
But yeah, that's what we're doing so far. We don't know what we're eating. Possibly heading to Vegas. We don't know. But that's it for Sundance.